Hey guys, finally back in the saddle, so I wanted to give you guys a quick update tutorial, and real quick to tell you about a website. People who've been in the community for a while, they know of a gentleman by the name of Adam. Adam used to he used to go to conventions and stuff for Beasts of War, and he's starting up his own channel now. It's called Tabletop Minions, and I've known Adam for years. I've known him for a very, very long time, and he's one of the cool things about Adam is that he loves going to conventions. He's a very avid participant in anything that's going on out in the gaming community. Probably more so than myself. I've done quite a bit. More than most, I'd say, and Adam's been pretty much with me lockstep, if not more so, the whole time. And Adam's going to be involved in a tournament coming up shortly, and so I'm going to be helping him out, getting some terrain built for his tables, I should say. So this is going to be just a real quick tutorial. And I want to point out another gentleman too, LetscCutFoam, Carlos, because Carlos is the one that's making it possible for me to do this. What you're looking at here is a hot wire foam factory heat tool. I believe this is called the router, if I'm not mistaken. You'll have to go and check it online. Long story short, I'm very tough on my tools, and I've had trouble with this tool burning out a lot, and that's why I don't typically use it in any builds, even though I really like the effect. Carlos has gone through and completely rewired up everything for me, and pretty much made it idiot-proof on my end, so that I can pretty much run this thing like any of my other saws or other tools like that. So I'm going to be showing you real quick what I'm doing for Adam, and a quick tutorial on this particular tool. Right now it is turned on, it is hot, it will cut foam. Just as an example, here's a piece. Okay, it will cut it, it's very hot. If you touch it, it will burn you instantaneously. So be very, very careful. That's an example of a cross section. But first off, I want to show you what I'm doing for Adam. He needs some 3-inch tall hills. I don't have access to 3-inch stock, so what I did was I used a 2-in-1, and I got kind of this sandstone effect going on here. And then and today I'm going to just give you a really quick show on how you can do that with this tool. Okay, so here we go. I got a couple of pieces. One of the things that I want to do eventually in the future is I want to make a geonosis table, and this is the perfect tool for that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stack some pieces on top of each other. I'm going to make like a Geonosian spire, if you will. I'm going to show you how this tool can make that happen for you. So I'm going to take my largest piece right here. You want it fairly irregular. I don't know if you can see it. You want it fairly irregular because you're going to want a couple of different shapes in here. And so I've got like an inward shape, an outward shape of a couple different radiuses. And this will give me a lot of work, a lot of tools to play with on this. So what I'm going to do is, first thing I want to do is I want to just, I'm going to press in, and I'm going to gently wave it back and forth and let it pop out the bottom. So here we go.
Where do meat lovers meet to get tender, tasty, tempting cuts of meat?
Okay, it gives you a really sweet effect, really, really, really nice. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to just continue that throughout the shape. Okay, and I just want to just break it up a bit. I'm using mostly the concave shape here. But as you can see, it's got a really kind of a dramatic effect. And if you're concerned about the point sticking out, which Adam was, for good reason, you know, things in storage and getting moved around and whatnot can be a problem. I'm going to show you how to nip them off, and it's exactly that. It's very, very simple, not hard to do at all. If you've got tools from them and you've had a hard time working with them and you want them to get rewired, definitely contact Carlo over at LetscCutFoam. Okay, so I've got all these sharp edges here. All I'm going to do is go to the point, and I'm only going to go in a little bit, maybe 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to wave, and off it comes. You know, if you can have a point on the inside of a curve where it's kind of protected from the outside, things bumping it, then you might want to go for a little more of a dynamic look. But all I'm doing is I'm just going through, I'm just shaving down the hard points. Now, this is pink foam. I'm doing that out of green foam. Green foam, I would say, is about 1.5 times more dense than the pink. Because I want him to have a high level of durability for his tables. But as you can see, I've knocked it down, and I'm just going to go right on to my next thing. So I just pick a spot, and I just wave. Sorry if I'm not getting this, if I didn't get the first one in there. You want to obviously move into your next zone. As you can see, it popped out, but as long as half of this wire is still on there, it's still going to cut it. And this is just one hot wire tool effect of many that I can apply here. Matter of fact, I'm going to take 1 second here real quick, and I'm going to plug in my soldering iron if I can find it. There's my soldering iron. Okay, that's a different head than I want, but that's fine. Different heads give you different options. Okay, wait. By the way, these fumes are very bad for you. You don't want to breathe them. You want to be in a well-ventilated room. I'm not going to be working with it for this long, so you know it's okay. But definitely you want to not breathe this stuff in. These are also really good for just quick cave walls. If you wanted to like put your hills together in a pattern and have them function as cave walls, this is a really quick and easy way to do caves as well. I mean, you know, basically, it's your imagination's your only boundary here. There's a lot of different ways to use this. This is probably the most basic of them. I'm just going to break this up. Yeah, this tool has got just a ton of applications. I'm just showing you the most basic application right now. But as you can see, it's starting to make a nice grouping of things. Let me get this a little bit higher. Sorry guys, like I said, I've been out of practice a little bit here. Let's get this a little bit lower down here. Okay, so you see how I got these things? Be super careful of this tool. It will burn you. But you can kind of see it's got a lot of nice options. It's also stackable. You can stack them. You can make thin pillars to hold this up. If you've got spare 2 inches of material. Here's some material I believe is the same. Nope, not quite the same height. But you get the main idea. I mean, stackable hills is as old as the hills in terrain speak anyways. So I'm going to just work on my next section here. We'll make a little bit of a rock bridge here. But as you can see, it cuts very easily, very quickly. It has a superb effect. Really just an awesome effect. And I didn't want his hills to look like your standard vertical edge, you know, vertically lined hot wire hill. Like I said, I've known Adam for years, and he's really an outstanding guy. And so I wanted to make it a little bit extra special for him. Hopefully I didn't. Yeah, try not to burn your stuff as you clear it. It's a real trick to get used to working with this sometimes. So this is just a real basic way that you can utilize this. So, see what I mean? And I could put a thin piece underneath that, get a nice little rock bridge going there. You always want to vary your heights to get different effects, to make it look more natural, essentially. So I'm going to kick this off. It does take a couple seconds to cool down, and I'm going to switch over to another heat tool. Anybody that's watched me for a while knows what this is. Soldering iron. I've got it set at 30 watts right now. It's plugged in. Probably pretty hot. Best to take just a standard piece, test it, and let's see what we're getting here. Okay, I'm getting a nice little inner burn right there. See that? Now this is great for like Tyranid terrain or things along those lines. Let's say we painted this up right here to look more like flesh. Let's talk Tyranid, shall we say. Alright, and I want to have, in the codex talks about plants pushing out noxious fumes. So I want to have some noxious fume vents. Now this tool has two possibilities. It's got a flat spot and it's got an edge. So you could do this a couple of different ways. If you wanted to do, let me use a thin piece as an example. If I wanted to do slits, all I would do is press in very slightly, because I don't want to burn through it. But you could do a nice little series. That got a little bit too thin. But you could start seeing that vent effect. You know what I'm saying? Now another way that you can go about doing it, I'll do this on the other side, is you can just press it in and get a circle. Okay? So I'm going to do that technique now. And all I'm doing is I'm just pressing in and pulling out, I'm making a motion like this. And that's going to give me the closest aspect to a circle. So here you go. You could even specialize. You could say these lower kind of vents they emit like a smoke, and if you're within 12 inches your vision's cut in half or something. And these upper vents you could say are actually like dangerous terrain. For every round that you stay within 6 inches of it, it does like some kind of a low level attack on you. You know, there's all sorts of ways you can work this into your games, okay? So, and actually I don't think I need to really do it to this to make my point. I think I made it fairly clear with this example. Another thing with this tool, put it in a coffee cup, because coffee cups are designed to hold high heat items, and it won't flip off of that little cheap wire and burn you on accident. So today's how-to was how to use these tools, the soldering iron, and I believe this is called the hot wire router. You'll have to go to hot wire foam factory. There's the name right there, hot wire foam factory. If you go over and check out TheRealMythrill, She does a really nice tutorial on a bunch of the different hotwire foam tools. She's actually got several of them, so I would highly suggest going out and checking out TheRealMythrill. She's a very, very talented terrain lady, as well as Sqidgybidge, her husband. And I'm sure their son is going to be fantastic. So, anyways, I apologize for being away for so long. Wanted to get this hand healed up, and I wanted to give you a quick update and show you what's going on here. So, love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.